Okay, you're at the Watchman Way. July 12th, 2020. I want to welcome, we've got a new member who just happens to be our oldest confirmed member at 91 years old from Ohio. Hello, Ruthie. Welcome aboard. Look forward to seeing you. I want to start with President Trump. And we're trying something a little bit different. We're Lisa's putting up a place to ask questions before we start, so I can get ahead a little bit and then maybe not miss any. But one of the questions was asking about, things that President Trump is funding and questioning some of it. Here's what I can tell you. Don't ever second guess President Trump. I decided when I started this that I was never, no matter what, was never going to question President Trump, because I knew two things. God showed me his hand on President Trump, guiding and protecting him. So for me to attack President Trump, I'm attacking God also. The second thing is, I'm pretty good at analyzing this stuff, but I'm lucky if I've got half the information that President Trump does when he's making these decisions. Very early on, I was glad that I decided to keep my mouth shut about President Trump, because there was a couple of times in the beginning when I thought he'd made mistakes and I didn't say anything. And lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, turns out the decision he made, the decision I thought was a wrong decision, other information came out that made it apparent, oh, hell yeah, that was exactly the thing he should have done. Like I said, a couple of times of that, I didn't even go there anymore, because I just knew that any decision he's making it with a lot more information than I have, and he hasn't been wrong once. So when you see something that you don't understand, remember, you probably don't have 25% of the information that President Trump has. So never second guess President Trump. It's bad for the movement. It's bad for what we're trying to do. We got to stick together. We can't second guess President Trump. Not going to happen here. A couple of questions we had before we started, asking about vaccines. Again, we have what the deep state, what the globalists would like to happen, and we have reality. They would love to have forced vaccinations. It's never going to happen in America. We will never be forced to take vaccines. People asking about the chip. You will never be forced to take a chip. Now, that's not saying that if your employer comes up with some scheme at work so you don't have to carry an ID and you want a chip, that's your choice. But you will never be forced to take a chip. Even for your work, they can't force you to take a chip for your work, violating your rights. And our Constitution and the rule of law is in control again. So it's never going to happen. Not going to have to take a chip. Not going to have to take a vaccination. All of the censorship going, the attacks on the Second Amendment going. We have nothing to worry about in any of those areas. When it comes to law and our rights, listen, you can't. What's going on with the mask and these crazy governors and the crap they're basically destroying businesses. It's unconstitutional. Any of these businesses wanted to fight it, they're going to win because they can't do what they're doing. The violation of our constitutional rights. They can't force this stuff on us. They can't force us to wear masks. They can't force business owners to require masks. They're way overstepping their bounds, and the only reason they're doing it, they know they're going to lose in court. It's the last thing they got. This is all about taking down President Trump. If they don't continue this charade, they're finished. Because they have to have mail-in ballots to have any chance at beating President Trump. If they don't cheat, he wins 90% of the vote. And they're not going to be able to cheat because there's not going to be any mail-in ballots. And there's going to be voter ID. You don't have a picture ID, you're not going to vote. It's coming. And, you know, we've talked about what's going to happen when the swamp drains and the satanic pedophilia is exposed. All these videos are coming out. Remember, Ghislaine Maxwell just got arrested last week. Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend. Epstein worked for the CIA and for Mossad, Israeli CIA. Running honeypots. His mansion in New York, Pedo Island, that Bill Clinton's been to, the Pope's been to, Hillary Clinton's been to, Prince Andrew's been to, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo have been to, Jake Tapper, all been to Pedo Island. Mansion in Florida, his ranch in New Mexico, were all wired, set up for video. They have hundreds of hours of the most powerful people in the world sexually assaulting and torturing to death children. Hillary Clinton right at the top of the list, Frazzle Drip. Look it up, Google it if you don't know about it. When these videos come out, the Democratic Party's done. The mainstream media is done. Yeah, all of these attacks on our Constitution and the rule of law are over this year. U.S. Customs seized over 10,000 assault rifle parts being smuggled into the country from China. Now, I'm going to say that's China's deep state, the black hats. You know, they're working with the globalists. They would love to get a civil war started. It's not going to happen. Everything they want to happen has been defused. Not going to be a civil war. Cashless movement. People were asking about, you know, going cashless before the chat. We've already got a gold-backed currency printed, ready to roll out. We will not be going cashless. Again, this is a globalist hot button. They wanted a cashless society. Not going to get it. We've got a gold-backed dollar ready to roll. Yeah, and these 10,000 parts, nothing to worry about. They can't get anything through. We've seen the worst of it. We may have some more civil unrest, but it's not going to be any worse than what we've already gotten through. Most of it, the worst of it's over. I was talking about, I think there was the Robert Kennedy Jr. video where he touched his nose when they asked him if JFK Jr. was still alive. Well, There was another video that came out either last night or this morning trying to debunk that video. And what they're saying was, well, the guy never asked the question, right? The interviewer. So what he was doing exactly what we do. He was doing a live chat and he was being interviewed. Robert Kennedy Jr. was. I think it's Robert Kennedy Jr. It was a Kennedy. Anyway, so on the chat, that question came up. Or it wasn't a question, it was, touch your nose. So the interviewer never asked the question, but someone on the chat did. And I guess it was more, if JFK Jr. is alive, touch your nose. And that's when it happened. So this is the kind of thing they do to diffuse something like this. They'll throw something out that sounds like it might be true until you look deeper. And, there were a lot of people that dropped this today because they didn't want, to get caught in that trap of putting something out that's not true. Well, it looks like it's true. So again, I believe JFK Jr. is alive. I believe JFK Jr. is going to be the next VP of the United States. And then, in 2024, our next president. Another question. Why is it taking so long to take down the pedophiles? Well, when President Trump took office in January of 2017, there were more globalists in our government than there were patriots. We were riddled with traitors. Senior executive service set up by Jimmy Carter, I think, in the late 70s, where they saw that they were having trouble pushing along the globalist agenda. So their idea was to embed lifelong bureaucrats deep into high places in our government. So these guys would be there 30 and 35, 40 years to help push the globalist agenda instead of maybe being traded out every 8 or 10 or whatever. They lose an election. It took this long to get control of our government back, to get enough control back where we could take this thing over again. So that's why it's taken almost 4 years. He couldn't, President Trump could have started arresting people the month after he took office. But it would have been bloody. Because remember how hard the mainstream media was pushing that he was a crazed lunatic, power hungry, and was going to try and take over our government. They were trying to set the stage for civil unrest, riots, civil war, if that were to happen. Millions would have died in America if he would have went that route. He would have been perfectly within his rights. He had all the evidence to do it. But they still had a lot of power. They had bioweapons. They had control of nuclear weapons. The deep state had control of nuclear weapons. He did the right thing. He took his time. They were methodical. They hunted all of these rats down. They got them out of the positions of power. And now we're ready to roll. It's all good, guys. But it didn't get this corrupt overnight. It took, since the Second World War, they've been working on this. 70 years. So to take 4 to take it back, to me, that's great work. So it hasn't taken that long when you look at the reality of what they had to deal with. It was neck and neck. They had a lot of power when he took office. Remember, they had bases in North Korea. They had bases in Iran. These are deep state bases. They were working on North Korea's nuclear program. Our CIA was developing North Korea's nuclear program. That's where we were. I keep saying, I game planned this. God called me in 2014. I spent months game planning this. How can we get through this with the least amount of casualties? Every way I looked at this, with the knowledge I had in 2014, millions were going to die in the world. Millions, maybe hundreds of millions. And here we are at the end, days or weeks away from eradicating this evil. And most people don't even know anything's been going on. Now, there's been, I think, hundreds die in this battle, most of it underground. But the world doesn't know anything about it. It's all going to come out. Everything that's hidden will be known. This year, everything I've been talking about, the church, the corruption, the manipulation, it's all coming out. Hedge fund CIOs, POTUS is now left with two darker options: a domestic civil conflict and or a Chinese conflict. This is, again, somebody who doesn't understand at all what's going on. Like I said, we aren't going to see any civil unrest any worse than we've already seen. It's almost run its course. They're almost done. They cut the head off the snake. I think the funding is dried up. They've cut off those sources. Bars on this. They're not slapping wrists anymore. 10-year prison sentences for those people tearing down those statues. Antifa and BLM, they're about finished. So yeah, there's not going to be anything worse coming as far as civil unrest. And we've already talked about China. For China to get into a conflict with us right now, they would be committing suicide. Economic suicide. And economic suicide to them is literal suicide. Because if they take America down, who's going to buy their junk? Who's going to feed those people? Because without our dollars buying their junk, those people don't get fed. And China's a powder keg right now. I keep saying, look what's going on in Hong Kong. The Chinese people would back President Trump 100%. They hate the Chinese Communist Party, the people that are running their country. They would love America and China to get in a war because they would be pulling for America. They don't like their government. It's a powder keg. The last thing in the world they can afford right now is any kind of conflict with America. It's not going to happen. They're just hoping they can hold on to power, and it's not going to last long. Communism's dead in the world. 5 years, probably, it's gone. 10 years for sure. Both Russia, China, not going to be communist. Putin already knows it. Putin sees it coming. China might be a little bit tougher. Pelosi plans law to limit President Trump's pardonability. The problem is she can't do it. I mean, it's typical propaganda. She knows she can't do it. He'd have to sign off on it. Well, she's an idiot. It's all propaganda. She knows there's nothing there, trying to stir the pot, make people think that, he's taking care of his cronies. This was a joke. Roger Stone should have never been prosecuted. At best, no one's ever gone to jail for the crime that they got him on. So President Trump's doing the right thing here. They attacked him because he was an ally of President Trump. It's the only reason they prosecuted him. Same with General Flynn. We saw what happened there. Here we go again. Neocons target President Trump's allies for cancellation. Not going to help. So they're basically all of the senators, congressmen that are running that are in weak positions. In other words, it's maybe a coin toss on their elections. You know, that's who the globalists are going to attack. The deep state's going to attack those positions. People like Lindsey Graham, they say, are at risk. Well, Lindsey Graham's been on the fence in my mind anyway. So the bottom line is, it doesn't make any difference what they do. They've got no control. Once this all comes out, the Democratic Party's done. 2020 will be the last year, I believe, of the Democratic Party and the mainstream media. Mainstream media is finished too. State Department warns U.S. citizens in China of prolonged interrogations and extended detentions. Can anyone tell me why the hell they'd be going to China right now? Listen, I'm never going to step foot in China until they have a constitutional republic. I'll never spend a penny of my money there. And I damn sure is not going to go with the things I've been saying about China. I'll never step a foot in China with the government they have. Yeah, I'd be on their list for sure. So Pelosi calls, and he didn't pardon. See, that's the other difference. He didn't pardon Roger Stone. He commuted his sentence, which means he still got the conviction on his record, but he doesn't have to serve the sentence for the conviction. The guy, it was a life sentence. I mean, what is he, 70-something year old? He's not in that great of health. And it was a ridiculously long term, 8 or 10 years or something. You know, he did the right thing here. But Pelosi calls it an act of staggering corruption. So commuting the sentence of a 70-something-year-old man on a crime that no one's ever gone to jail on is staggering corruption. If that's the case, I want to know what Pelosi's going to say when they put the frazzle drip video up on the internet for people to see. The video with Hillary Clinton sexually assaulting and torturing to death an 8-year-old girl. Now, when the world sees this video, the world's changed forever. What's she going to say then? When she says that President Trump committed a staggering act of corruption for commuting a sentence, when Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and Obama and the Bushes are torturing and murdering children? Pelosi too, by the way. Schiff, Schumer. What's she going to say then? Not much. Oh, and listen, it's not just frazzle drip. Maxwell has got all copies of all of the videos. So Epstein was running a honeypot for Mossad and the CIA. Hundreds of hours of the most powerful people in the world doing horrible things to children. Maxwell's got copies of everything. President Trump already had copies, but now they've got somebody to testify who was there, who was a witness to confirm that the videos are of the people that we charge. It just tightens up the cases. I mean, what are they going to say? Not much. They're going to hang. Let's see. On the economic front, 28. Tsunami of coming evictions could make 28 million Americans homeless this summer, based on what's happening with the unemployment numbers, the lockdown, and the unpaid rents. Think about that. 28 million more homeless Americans. That's why I don't think President Trump can let this go on much longer. I think this all ends this month. I've been saying by mid-month that I think he's going to clean it all up. Hydroxychloroquine cures the virus. With an executive order, he could end all of this overnight. End the shutdowns, end the mask, end it all with an executive order. I think between now and the end of the month, that's what's going to happen. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at not only 28 million more homeless Americans, but how many more are going to lose their homes to foreclosure? I don't think he's going to let it happen. I think it ends this month. I don't see any reason to drag it on much longer. Start the arrest. Hit them all. This thing's over. It's just a matter of when they announce it. President Trump or Barr, when they announce the arrest of Clinton or Bush or Obama, hopefully all three, the Queen, the Pope, they're all going down. And don't fall for the fear porn. Everything that's happening, I know. So for the new people, in 2014, God called me to be a watchman, to warn people about the first ever worldwide economic collapse that we're right in the middle of right now. He showed me that in 2014. Showed me the worldwide takedown of the swamp. Showed me the exposure and eradication of the satanic pedophiles in 2014. All of those things are happening right now. Catholic Church is coming down this year, going to collapse from the inside. 50% of Catholic priests are pedophiles. Going to be announced. The Catholic Church collapses from the inside this year. This is all happening, guys. It's happening right now. It's all good. You know, we're headed into the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. 1,000 years of peace and prosperity. Man's greatest age. There is nothing to fear here. Oil prices are set to plunge again as OPEC seeks to boost output by 2 million barrels a day. They already have too much oil in the market. The problem for Saudi Arabia, I think the price is around $40. Well, Saudi Arabia needs $50 just to break even. And they really need like 85 to cover all their social programs. They're just trying to stay afloat. The problem is there's nothing they can do. They're finished. They pump more oil, the price goes down. They need 85, it's at half that, or $50 or whatever. Saudi Arabia is done. They can't survive this. USA Today claims the American eagle is a Nazi symbol. Here we go with the more propaganda. How do these guys expect to stay in business? Well, and I tell you, they won't be. USA Today, finished. New York Times, done. Washington Post, done. CNN, done. NBC, CBS, ABC, they're all going. Assets will be seized. Remember the executive order from 12/21/17 that allows the federal government to seize the assets of any corporation or individual who's involved in human trafficking or corruption. Basically every corporation in America. For sure, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Twitter, they're all going down. Their assets will be seized. If they haven't already. Remember, the debt clot, it's been running forward and back. There's no reason it should be running back unless money was being pumped into the system. The only money I know that could be pumped into the system right now, it's either from Nasara or it's from assets being seized from these corrupt corporations and individuals. Either way, it's good for us. Americans. Patriots, Christians. This is more fear porn. Nearly 90% of discharged virus patients have symptoms 2 months after falling ill. Well, let's see what happens when they get their hydroxychloroquine and get treated properly. This is just more of the same. Nothing to worry about. 21 hospitalized after fire and explosion aboard the ship in San Diego. You know, the timing of this is awfully suspicious. We'll find out if it's a false flag attack, I think, in the next day or two. You know, just the timing of this, with everything going on, you got to question what happened there. Oh. And the Trump administration basically tells a Minnesota governor to pack it when he asked for $17 million in aid. He's not going to get it, needless to say. Sorry, chump. President Trump's giving them a taste of what they want, of what they voted for. You notice 90% of the cities that are having problems with the looting, with the civil unrest, Democratic controlled cities, globalist controlled cities. They're not going to get any federal funding. Not now. Okay, let's see what we got for questions. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see if I can. Got a good turnout today. Kevin, what's up? Tessie, hello. Dennis, what's up? Ron, David, how you doing? Lynn, hello. Yeah, we are forcing evil into the light, and they can't stand it. Be ready tomorrow, guys. Big things could be happening tomorrow. Dawn, what's up? Timothy, what's up? Ghislaine is in, I think she's in the same jail that Epstein was in New York. And trust me, She's not going to be touched. Jeff, what's up? She's being very well protected. Yeah, don't worry about Maxwell, guys. Oh, I'll tell you the best cue, praying medic. If you want to get more into the queue, follow the praying medic. Yeah, they were also saying Cecil's got it here. JFK Jr. They say was on top of one of the heads on the 4th of July when the jets flew over. There's a picture of a guy standing up there, like waving to the jets. Eileen, how's it going? Everybody wants it to happen sooner, guys. It's going to happen on God's timing. That's when it's going to happen. I think that timing is soon, though. Bug out bag. Chelsea's asking about a bug out bag. Chelsea, get with David Grenier. He's got a pretty good list for bug out bags. And we should have something posted on the Watchman Way site. Check it out. Yeah, Adam Schiff and Epstein were buddies. Schiff was heavily involved in the child sex trafficking. He's a dead man walking. Well, thank you, Cecil. I feel better rested. Joan, how you doing? Yep, split your investment 50-50, half in silver, half in Litecoin. Get your money out of the bank. A reset is probably going to save you. I mean, Nasara will probably save your bank account. Invest it. Don't just save it. You invest it, you're going to be a millionaire. Physical silver and Litecoin. Ron, what's up? Yeah, the Eagle, Marine Corps. Listen, this is all propaganda from the mainstream about the eagle being a Nazi symbol. It's crap. Angela, how you doing? Mike, what's up? Cognitive dissonance. Gonna be rampant, guys, when these videos are made public. It's gonna rock the world. Yeah, Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey. I'm glad we got the eagle. It should have been the uh it shouldn't have been the bald eagle though. Suzanne, how you doing? Larry, what's up? Yeah, there's nothing to stress about, guys. There's nothing to worry about. This is all going according to plan. Trust the plan. President Trump has handled this flawlessly. It's amazing. What is it, the Golden Eagle? There's there's Ruthie, 91 years old, the oldest confirmed member of the Watchmen. Sandusky, Ohio. Amen and thank you, Kevin. 84 degrees out, and my message is blaring loud and clear for Dennis's neighbors. Good job, Dennis. Torture them. Well, listen, it doesn't make any difference when this goes down, guys. When this goes down, there's going to be confusion. There's going to be cognitive dissonance. That's why we're doing what we do. Red pill and prepare. Getting people awake ahead of time is going to save the chaos and anxiety. That's the whole point of doing this now and getting as far down the road as we can. So there are fewer people that get hammered by this, that get surprised by this. Well, what I think tomorrow could be the reset. I mean, this could go down any day now. Nasara could happen tomorrow. We got to be ready. If you're going to get Litecoin and silver, get it tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow. When this blows up, within hours, the exchanges, the Litecoin exchanges, the crypto exchanges, the bullion exchanges are going to shut down because they're not going to want to sell silver or Litecoin when it's going through the roof. They're going to want to wait till it hits the top, and nobody's going to know what the top is. And it might take weeks to get there. Think about that, not being able to buy for weeks. So when today it's $44 something for Litecoin, what if it takes 3 weeks? And then it's $500 a piece for Litecoin. Do you see the opportunity you missed? You got to get it now. Robin Britt, how you doing? Liz, what's up? Liz got her silver in the mail today. Good job, Liz. Yeah, Wayfair is done. Wayfair CEO resigned. Wayfair is done. They were child sex trafficking. Well, child trafficking. Tiffany's asking what it means when the debt clock is running backwards. Well, it means instead of us spending like mad, like we've been, the debt clock has been spinning like crazy, adding to the debt, right? Because of the $1 trillion a month we've been using to prop up the system. $1 trillion a month is what we've been pumping into the system. Well, now it's intermittently, it'll run forward for a while, run up, but then it'll run back. It means that money is coming into the system, which means that it's either possibly confiscated assets from these corporations or Nasara pumping money into the system. It's good news for us that it's happening. We don't have confirmation either way, but there aren't very many possibilities. There's a couple for you, and they're both good for us. BJ, what's up? Yeah, we're gonna in some instances, guys, we're gonna have to use our debit cards, credit cards, whatever. But I'm telling you, America will not go to a cashless society. What we have now, because of the virus, they're saying they don't want to handle cash because it's dirty, it's infected, it's all crap. They're trying to push along their globalist agenda. It's not going to work. Well, first of all, we're not going to have a cashless society. So I'm not even going to go there. You know, there's been talk about a cashless society coming with the end times. We are not in the end times. We're not going to have an end times. We avoided end times when we elected President Trump and we ended the satanic pedophilia in the world. It changed the whole timeline. So there will absolutely, in America, will not be cashless society. We've already got a gold-backed currency printed. That's a globalist agenda, is a cashless society, because then they can control us. They know exactly what we have, exactly what we spend, exactly where we spend it. You can't do that with cash. That's the only reason for a cashless society. It's never going to happen in America. At least not in our current situation. I think a lot of things are going to change in the future. I think eventually we won't need cash. We won't need money. I think that's down the road a ways. I'm worried about, the next 5 years. That's what I'm looking at. And we won't have a cashless society within the next 5 years, I don't believe. I don't believe we're going to advance that quickly to that point. Brian, what's up? Deborah, hello. Let's pray for Deborah, guys. She's got eye surgery tomorrow. John, what's up? Yeah, praying medic is good. Jeff, what's up? Eileen. Yeah, Q.pub and qmaps.pub. A lot of good sites, guys. Go to YouTube and punch in Q. Well, yeah, it is. It's all about the globalist agenda. The globalists have lost. They don't get to say what happens anymore. Linda, hello. Linda's buying her hubby an AR-10 tomorrow. Good job, Linda. Well, listen, don't get cryptocurrencies mixed up with a cashless society because it's apples and oranges. Cryptocurrencies is something completely different. It's probably the future of money. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to have a currency in America. We're still going to have, even if America adopted Litecoin as a form of settling debt, we're still going to have a gold-backed currency. It's just going to be another option, like a credit card. Think of cryptos more like credit cards than cash. Tomorrow is the 13th. There's rumors about something happening on the 22nd. We just have to be ready every day, guys. It's going to happen when God's ready for it. And I think it's, like I said, any day. Well, yeah, ours is the bald eagle. The golden eagle, though, is, the bald eagle's a scavenger. It's like a buzzard. Larry, what's up? Well, think the attack, when we're talking about the eagle, I think the reason that they came up with this was President Trump, I think in a campaign ad, is using the eagle. So that's why this whole thing's coming up about the Nazi symbolism. So I'm just bringing it up, guys. Don't focus on it. It's a distraction. It's a joke. We have Mr. Bandit's been nominated as the Watchman mascot. Yeah, okay. Okay. Mr. Bandit is the Watchman mascot. All in favor? Say aye. $107? Is that 107 in the Northeast? Boston? Dennis says yes. Mike, what's up? Overstock CEO left his job also. We got the eagle, and it's Canada, right? Got the beaver? Yeah, okay. Those beavers are pretty fierce. Walmart, I think Walmart's headed for trouble too. They were pretty deep with the globalists, the rats, the traitors in our country. Walmart was right there with them. Jeff heard that we took 200 plane loads of gold out of the Vatican. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. Cindy Lou said 650 planes full of gold. I'll take either, actually. Listen, the Vatican, the wealth of the Vatican, I can only, well, I can't even imagine. We're talking about 2,000 years almost of theft and skullduggery. I mean, the Catholic Church was nothing but a bunch of criminals. They stole everything they could. And I was raised Catholic, so I can say these things. I was an altar boy. I went to parochial school. Catholic Church is corrupt as they get. Disgusting, the things they got away with. The debt. Larry's asking why the debt clock is saying silver is 3,700. So what they're doing is they're saying they're telling us what their estimate is for silver and gold when we have the reset. So they're saying when we have the reset, which could be, think about this, the reset could come this next week. And they're saying silver is going to be $3,700. It's $18 something today. Isn't that a pretty good investment? If it's $3,700 in 4 or 5 days, get your silver and Litecoin tonight. Don't wait. This is happening. Might not happen this week, but this is happening for sure. Joanne? Well, and that's the other thing, guys. You know, what is the real value of silver? Well, we know by the historical average, gold to silver is 10 to 1. It's how it comes out of the ground. It's been priced this way for 5,000 years, 10 to 1. 10 ounces of silver gets you 1 ounce of gold. It's over 100 to 1 right now. That's why we're buying silver, because silver is going to outperform gold at least 10 times based on the manipulation that we've seen over the last 70 years. They've been manipulating silver because they didn't want the common man, and silver's the common man's metal. They wanted us to think it was worthless, to beat it down so that we wouldn't buy it, because they know what's going to happen. It's going to go through the roof. Julie, what's up? Silver today, based on the historical averages, should be 100. What's silver today? 1900? 1800? 10% of that. So $180, $190 is what it should be. Somebody just posted that, I don't know whether it was Barr or President Trump, but they just announced anybody torturing children is going to be executed. Where do you think that came from? I just got that blurb. That's not confirmed, but it goes along with what I've been saying and what I expected. They're going to execute satanic pedophiles. Gilbert, what's up? Mike, hello. Allison, hello. Karen, hello. Scott's asking about the 19th. Scott's heard the 19th. This is what I'm going to tell you guys. I've felt for a long time, based on a lot of different information, that this was going to be wrapped up around the middle of July. Well, we're at the 12th today, the 17th, the 19th, the 22nd. It's coming this month. I just don't see how we get through July. If they're going to arrest these people before the election, I've said for months now, you have to do it before it gets too close to the election. And I've been saying July would be probably the last month they could do it. It all is coming together, guys. Yeah. So it's the same eagle that our military uses on their t-shirts, and the mainstream media is going crazy. Let them go crazy. Let them blow a gasket. No, we're not the Watchman Bandits. We don't want to go there. God knows how they'll run with that one. Mr. Bandit already has a crown. Tessie's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Tessie. My younger brother's birthday is on the 23rd. My dad's birthday was on the 28th. Mine's on the 27th. Of August. Yeah, the Catholic Church is going to be crushed. There are going to be a lot of Catholics looking for comfort and answers. You're welcome, Larry. Linda has 3 more pounds of silver coming. Good job, Linda. I would normally say Bush beer is okay, but I'm not liking that name anymore. Uh, Silver, listen, write this down. Within 10 years, silver's going to pass gold. And they're saying probably within the next 12 to 18 months, gold's going to be at 50 to 80,000 an ounce. And silver's going to pass it within 10 years. Silver's an awesome investment. Not as good as Litecoin, but pretty damn good. Spot price is still under $19 for silver. What are you waiting for? Buy it tonight. BJ's wife's on tonight. Laura, how you doing? Bill and Jessica asking when the reset happens, will credit unions be affected differently than the banks? I don't believe so. I think they'll all be treated the same. Listen, if we have Nasara, it's going to be all good, guys. And if you have extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, and Litecoin, you're going to thrive through what's coming. Yeah, the jackass for the Democrats. I like the eagle better than the jackass. John, what's up? Randy, hello. Thanks, Gary. Oh, that's all the questions. We're doing on time, a little bit over. Okay, guys. You know the drill. Any day now, this could go down. Every person matters. Every minute matters. Keep pushing. Red pill and prepare. There's nothing more important you can be doing. We're never going to have this chance again. Remember, once this goes, and silver goes to $200, $300, $400 an ounce, and Litecoin does the same, the return on investment changes completely. Doesn't mean that it's not a great investment, but today can have a huge impact. on the person that say has $1,000 to invest. They're gonna, well, just do the math on Litecoin and figure it at $50. 1,000, that's 20 Litecoin, right? Am I doing my math right? 20 times 3 million. Can you live on 60 million? Investing 1,000? Think about how the return on investment shifts as the price goes up. The sooner you get in the game, the more money you're going to make. Get in the game tonight. Don't wait until it blows up. Because then you probably won't even be able to get it. And like I said, then who knows? So, red pill and prepare. Keep pushing. Every day is a gift from God. Let's take advantage of it. I'm going to end it there for tonight, guys, with our prayer. For God and country, amen. I'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.